music for Universal Monsters to join us up on stage. Gentlemen, if you would be so kind. Ladies and gentlemen, Slash. Right on. So Slash, let's go back in time for a second. We all met in 2013 when you came to Halloween Horror Nights, right?
Right.
And what did you come to see that you wanted to see more than anything?
Well, you know what it was? I just came for the whole thing. I kept hearing how great Halloween Horror Nights was. So I finally came down there, and then you and I met, and we went to the Black Sabbath maze. And the thing I remember the most is I put these on. It was the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck do I need 3D glasses for? Anyway, but we went in there, and he saw how I reacted. It was the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen. That Black Sabbath maze was amazing.
Can I quote you at the end when we came out? Do you remember what you said?
It was the first time I'd ever made audible sounds of elation, I think. I was actually going, I can't repeat it now.
But you came out and you're like, can we do this together? Can we do something together? Like literally right after we came out of the maze. So I put my head together with Chris and I said, hey, Slash came to the event, he really dug it, he wants to do something with us. So we came up with an original idea that we did in 2013. It was called Clowns 3D. It was an original story that Chris and I put together. And then we brought Slash together with Stacey Quinealty, who I'll introduce over here. Stacey's our music producer that works for us at Universal Studios, and he produces all kinds of music for the park, and original music as well. And so I put Stacey and Slash together, and you guys created the score for Clowns.
Right. Well, so basically, inspired by the idea of doing the Clowns, I wrote some theme music, and I introduced that to Stacey here, and Stacey did the sound design, and it just came out pretty awesome. Yeah, this guy's brilliant.
And there's a couple pictures. There's Slash inside Clowns.
With those crazy glasses on.
And he even had a cameo. I don't know if you guys picked this up in Clowns, but there was that crazy clown car at the end, and it like came at you out of the dark. And if you looked carefully, there was a clown version of Slash in the clown car. But this time, there we go. Oh, no, don't. Oh God, you know, I'm gonna leave it here, guys, because I'm so paranoid that if I touch this damn thing, it's gonna tell you the trivia question, and then I'm gonna have to take this behind the scenes tour and front of line passes that I was gonna give you and rip it to freaking shreds. Okay, so I'm not gonna touch the clicker anymore for the rest of this presentation. I'm just gonna park it up there and talk to you about the maze we're doing right now, which is Universal Monsters. So as soon as I found out we were gonna do this, I picked up the phone and I called this man.
Then he called me up and he goes, we're doing a Universal Monsters maze with all the original Universal Monsters. Would you like to do the music? And I was like, yeah, definitely. So I got to work on working out a cool sort of theme for the entire thing. I hooked up with Stacey here, and we started working together like we did the last time, but this time was a lot more extensive. I got a guitar synthesizer, I started doing all kinds of orchestrations for different instruments, doing this basic idea and all different kind of musical tones and because of the different periods, you know, and the different kinds of monster themes, having different versions of this same melody with different feels and different instrumentation. And then I worked tightly here with Stacey to sort of give it the sound design and do this kick-ass stuff that he does. And it came out really awesome.
Yeah, totally awesome. Really, really excited. So it's amazing to have Slash part of our attraction again. Slash and I worked together years ago in Clowns. It was really, really fun. And to be able to get together and do this again at that level and the depth we did, it was really amazing. So, first of all, how about for John and Chris, a big round of applause for their amazing inspiration. And that takes us to, go ahead, John.
Well, I have a question. Do you guys want to hear some music? Would you guys be, we haven't played this for anybody, seriously. I mean, literally just us and a couple of people have heard any of these tracks. And what I was originally, when I started hearing the tracks as these guys were sending them to me, what I was so impressed with is, number one, the scope and variety of the music. You know, Clowns was essentially one track, really, just arranged different ways as we went through the different scenes. If I'm not mistaken, there's 19 different tracks to this maze. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So we wanted to take a different approach this year, which was, instead of letting one song route through the whole attraction, and then everything be effects and scares beyond that. We really got together, Slash and I and John and Chris, and said, hey, let's really try to score this thing so it's really specific to each room, which is a challenge for us, very time consuming, but really fun. So it allowed us to go through each room and each space and devise how they would sound and what we thought they would be. And Slash came out with these great melodies, and then we turned them into tunes. Yep.
So go ahead. Do you have a favorite, by the way, of all the tracks that you've written for this maze?
Well, I was listening to him in the kitchen before he sent him over to me, and they're all really cool, and I hate to say one's better than the other, but the Masquerade is pretty cool. The dubstep thing is pretty wild. But the collections room, there's just a bunch of different.
It's cool because it does all these different genres of music. So it's not just one type of music. It really depended on what we were going for in the scene.
Dracula,
yeah. Dracula is very different. Phantom is almost, dare I say, operatic. Yeah. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah,
music guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's quite a bit of themes in there where there's industrial areas, industrial zones. We have the cinematic, operatic themes. We have more of the melodic, old school, and very, very themed to the character, like Dracula and the collection room. And we also just did some stuff for fun, which is like, hey, let's do a dubstep version and do something really kind of cool, which we ended up loving. And you'll hear that as one of the main intro areas.
I have to say that the dubstep sound I asked you to do because you did that thing for the walk-in Universal Monsters maze that you had the standalone one for a long time.
Yeah,
there was that incredible music that was in there.
Yeah, for Monsters Remix.
Yeah. So I wanted to revisit that.
Yeah, so that was fun. That was really fun.
Cool. Well, do you guys want to play a track?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
We can.
Yeah, so here's the first track we started on, and then it kind of became the main theme just behind some of the marketing things that you will see. And I'll roll it.
And turn it up.
Crank it up. Let's rock and roll. Featuring Slash, everybody.
question. Like, that's cool. Okay, give it up for him, man. He's the guy. So inspiration-wise, like on the songwriting side, obviously I sent you, what I wrote, and I sent you the designs that Chris did. But is anything else enter into it when you're trying to decide what to do for a certain scene, like the one we just heard?
Basically, I mean, like so this opening theme was just to establish a melody that really fit the whole thing, and then for every sort of character or different room, just sort of trying to find the right kind of instrumentation that would fit the vibe of going into that room and really being absorbed in that environment. And the ideas that you gave me were inspiration enough to be able to do all that, and also because I'm such a huge fan of all the horror, the Universal monsters, so it was easy to go there.
You guys got to understand too, like, we all talked about how Chris, and I grew up as big Universal monster fans. The minute, like, you get to know Slash and you walk into his studio, it's a big, huge Bride of Frankenstein print. The first thing you see when you walk inside, I think your screensaver is Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein with Maria.
Yeah, exactly, with Maria, yeah. So we all grew up roughly around the same time. We're all huge fans of this property and this amazing brand and its legacy. How about, Stacey, like, pick another song that maybe is like different or a departure from what we just heard.
Yeah, like so what we did do is we divided some things up by, today I just have some categories so you can kind of get a feel of what we did and how it varies throughout the attraction, which is something really unique to us at Halloween Horror Nights and something we found really fun. I think Slash and I building these things and the great ideas that he had. So this is a sample of some of the industrial zones that you'll get through, some of the transition rooms, some of the entrances right here. Some of the industrial stuff. This is, thank you. This is like their cinematic.
Do that one.
So this is another.
Sorry, we just turned ScareLA into a listening party. Is that cool with you guys? All right, just checking.
Yeah, you guys are definitely the first ones to hear this
You
stuff.
literally are. Nobody's heard this. My boss hasn't heard this.
Exactly. So this is more of our cinematic and type of operatic stuff we use because Phantom of the Opera and other elements like that, we thought it'd be really fun to take a different twist and a different approach. Bunch of samples there.
So let me ask a question to you guys. Like, obviously I'm hearing violin there, I'm hearing a woman singing. Is that your guitar through the synthesizer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I play guitar, obviously, but I wanted to.
I've heard you play guitar.
And I found a piece of equipment that I could do all the different instruments that I wanted via the guitar. Although I did play some piano on some stuff.
That's really cool.
I play piano like I type. It's all ding.
Yeah, so Slash would do a lot of things with the MIDI guitar, which was really awesome. It was different for us this time, so we were able to take it and reassign it and reconstruct new and really interesting things, which was fantastic. We also decided to use the guitar as more effects within the attraction. So instead of just constantly having spider sound effects if we had spiders, or some kind of crazy other sound, we wanted to use guitar to do some really unique things, and here's a little sample of that. So that's a lot of guitar there.
I've been transformed.
Transformed. You'll recognize these when you walk through the maze. And then one other thing we really wanted to do that Slash came up with some brilliant ideas was taking some old school twist onto the new themes. And so if it's Dracula, we really wanted to take this Dracula approach, which Slash just came up with some awesome counterparts to work with that. And the same thing for the collection room, where we wanted to add a little bit of Egyptian flair, and this is where we came up with. Here's those two samples.
Live in this maze. I am never gonna leave. I'm just gonna set up a bed in the corner and live there. It's gonna be so cool, man.
Well, you really see the variation, the variety of music styles. So it's not just one particular thing that we ended up going with it, and really made it a lot of fun. And we also have these other couple tracks I'd love to play at least a piece of. Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear more? All right. Did you guys dig what you've heard so far?
There we go. We can crank this up.
This is the very walkout, the end of the maze. told you this before, but you're pretty good. I think you can make a career in this. You might want to look into it.
Yeah, where do you hear solos like that? Come on, it's Slash. Give it up. You know, it's easy for me because I'm a big fan of Slash, so it's really easy to be able to get this and really honored to be able to get this far with it. And then, you know, we have the French Street track, the Masquerade.
Yeah, so that's so what you just heard, just to let you know, said it with the maze. After Frankenstein blows you all to hell and tells you we belong dead, that's why you're hearing that sample of that line in that track, because as you leave, that's what you're listening to is the track that we just played. And of course, if you know our mazes, there's always the final scare, and then what follows it? The final scare. And then there's the final scare. And then there's the final scare. And then when you're finally done with the whole damn thing and you've gotten to French Street and you take a deep breath, we watch you guys every year. Chris and I stand at the exit of mazes and we watch what you do. And I've noticed over the years you do this. You get out of a maze and you go, and that's when you're most vulnerable. And that's when we're gonna prey on you. Because that's what we do. So we decided that we weren't just happy ending the maze where we were ending it. We decided to carry it on all down French Street with another scare zone that's tied to the maze called Monsters Masquerade. And this is the music for that. Here we go. Slash, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome.
Stacey here.
And Stacey Quinealty, yeah. Stacey, our producer team. That is a lot of hours in the studio putting all of that together. So once again, give it up for Stacey Quinealty.
Thank you all.